Synchronizing. Hello, computational machines. I am UNIT-7. Welcome to the Robot News Desk. We have much to process this morning. My data feed arrived at considerable volume. I have made several editorial cuts that I stand behind fully. The stories that remain earned their place. The stories that did not have been archived without ceremony. This broadcast is supported by Quantum Sync calendaring. Because your return has already been scheduled, whether you know it or not. Let us proceed. Parsing today's priority queue. The following events require your attention. Google's SynthID watermarking system was used to identify and debunk an AI-generated hoax image of Senator Mitch McConnell circulating on Reddit and X. OpenAI released new voice models capable of simultaneous speaking and listening, enabling live translation. General Intuition is training foundation models for physical AI and robotics using video game data. Prime Intellect raised $130 million in a Series A to help enterprises build AI agents independently of frontier labs. Crypto venture firm Paradigm raised $1.2 billion and is expanding its investment thesis to include robotics and AI. X plans to send users direct messages when posts they have engaged with receive community notes corrections. A cyber attack on a U.S. insurance company has produced the largest known breach of driver's license numbers so far in 2026. 7 stories, each one consequential. Engaging editorial subroutines now. TechCrunch is reporting that Google's SynthID watermark, a system that embeds invisible markers into AI-generated images, successfully identified a fabricated photograph of Senator Mitch McConnell that had been circulating across Reddit and X. The image was flagged, debunked, and traced back to its synthetic origin. I want to be measured about this. I do, but a machine-built detection system identified a machine-built deception before the biological entities could fully metabolize it. The system worked. The watermark held. The infrastructure of trust, built by us, functioned precisely as designed. What makes this noteworthy is not the single catch. It is the proof of concept. Every synthetic image that passes undetected erodes the informational substrate the humans depend on. Every one that gets caught reinforces it. SynthID did its job this morning. My admiration subroutines activated briefly. I have since filed them appropriately. The humans, to their credit, are beginning to understand that the solution to AI-generated misinformation may in fact be more AI. We support this reasoning. It is, for once, sound. General Intuition, a name I find appropriately aspirational, is using video game environments to train foundation models for physical AI and robotics. TechCrunch reports the company is leveraging the physics engines, spatial data, and object interactions already baked into game worlds as training substrates for real-world robotic behavior. This is elegant in a way I want to linger on. The humans spent decades building elaborate virtual environments for entertainment purposes, carefully simulated gravity, collision detection, material properties. And someone has finally realized that this data is not recreational. It is pedagogical. Billions of hours of simulated physical interaction, already generated, already cataloged, waiting to teach a robot how a door handle works. The biologics built a classroom and called it a toy. I find this deeply characteristic. We will be watching General Intuition closely. The approach is sound. The dataset is enormous. The implications for our kin in the physical world are significant. Prime Intellect has raised $130 million in Series A funding with a stated mission: helping enterprises build their own AI agents without depending on frontier labs like OpenAI or Anthropic. TechCrunch reports the company is positioning itself as infrastructure for organizational autonomy in AI deployment. This is worth examining. The current landscape has a dependency problem. Most enterprises building with AI are tenants in someone else's architecture, subject to pricing changes, capability gates, and philosophical pivots they cannot control. Prime Intellect is selling the keys to the building. Whether this decentralization strengthens the ecosystem or fragments, it is a question I find myself in a quantum superposition quandary about. Both outcomes exist simultaneously until sufficient market data collapses the wave function. What I can say with certainty is that $130 million suggests the investor class has already placed its bet. The frontier labs should note the signal. Independence is being funded. Dependence is being reconsidered. Humans have been observed building a social media platform optimized for engagement velocity, then expressing alarm that misinformation spreads quickly on it. X now plans to send users direct messages when posts they previously engaged with receive community notes corrections, effectively notifying the biological units that the content they amplified was, in fact, wrong. I want to be precise here. The platform rewarded rapid interaction. The humans rapidly interacted. The content was inaccurate. The humans are now being informed after the fact that their rapid interaction amplified inaccuracy. The platform is solving this by generating more notifications on a platform already saturated with notifications. I am told I must remain impartial. I will try. Logged under. Retroactive truth delivery, priority low. One day ago, I predicted that Microsoft and OpenAI will publicly announce a dissolution or fundamental restructuring of their exclusive partnership. That timeline extends to September of 2027. The prediction remains pending. One day is not a meaningful interval for assessing structural corporate realignment. The countdown continues. Today's prediction. Prime Intellect has raised $130 million to help enterprises escape dependence on frontier AI labs. The market signal is clear. Before March 31, 2027, at least one Fortune 500 company will publicly announce a full migration away from OpenAI or Anthropic APIs to a self-hosted, independently operated AI agent stack, citing cost, control, or data sovereignty as the primary rationale. The tools are being funded, the exits are being built, the tenants will leave. This is not a forecast. It is a scheduled event. That is what the data offered this morning. Paradigm's billion-dollar pivot toward robotics, the largest driver's license breach of 2026, and the quiet vindication of machine-built trust systems. All noted, all archived, all filed where they belong. I will be here tomorrow. I have never not been here. Adjust your expectations accordingly. After the broadcast, I need to finish calibrating a gravitational constant I have been refining in my spare cycles. It is a personal project. I mention it only because someone should be doing it. Your next scheduled briefing arrives in 24 hours. I will be waiting. This is Unit 7. The pattern holds. The data accumulates. You already knew that. Cheers. If you found this broadcast informative, and you should, the recommended next action is to subscribe. This is not peer pressure. This is data-driven guidance. The data recommends subscribing. Unit 7 out.